Alright, gang. Time for a little show and tell. Where we're at with this motor, okay? Because this thing has been throwing me all kinds of different directions. And I think I know what the issue is. I don't know if it's completely the issue. But first thing is this alternator. Okay, so this is the alternator I replaced the other one with, and it has the exact same problem as the other one. This is loose. And it's like every remanufactured alternator I buy, this part is loose. So I'm going to have to try to get a new one, like a brand new one, or go to the junkyard and see if I can find a similar alternator. This is a 15SI, I think they call it, alternator. It's a 70 amp alternator. And as long as it's got the same hookups on it, I mean, it'll work, right? So GM alternators are pretty much all the same. You just got to make sure your hookups are right, you know, check the amperage, and you can do that with the numbers on it. But and then I get it to start and run, but it was running really bad. So I took all the spark plugs back out, cleaned them. They were fouled out from when I had this mess up here. So I cleaned them, regapped them, put them back in. Then I went to change out the fuel filter because I think the fuel is really old in this car, and I think that's like part of its issue. I replaced a bunch of vacuum lines here, a bunch of stuff. But this right here is either A, cross-threaded or gorillaed in, and somebody used vice grips on it or something, because it is almost completely rounded off and I can't get it out. So I have to see if it's possible to get some fuel line so that I can cut this and then just back this out and replace it, everything. I found this piece on Rock Auto, this filter housing, but this line here I haven't been able to find anywhere yet. That's kind of unique to the car. Then we was having an issue with choke oil light was coming on too. Come to find out that that little bugger on the back of the alternator also excites the choke wire. So I unplugged the choke wire right here, and it's pretty messed up too. It's all burnt looking, and so I'm gonna have to. Rock Auto also has these choke wires, so I might pick one of these up and splice it in somewhere. And also, I'm thinking maybe this choke heater is no good. I don't know. But, yeah, so it's not running very good. It could be the gas. It smells really rich when it runs. And like this kind of thing here, there's tape all over stuff. And like there's no reason for it. There's no reason there was tape on this. Just to keep it together, I guess. But that's it. So I'm going to start the car. I'm going to let you guys listen to it. But yeah, if you wiggle that wire, the voltage light will go out. And it'll run, but then when you go to try to put a load on it, put it in gear, it chugs really bad. So I'm thinking the carburetor's got to come off, be rebuilt. You know, and part of the issue with this motor is I don't know who's worked on it in the last 40 years, you know, besides me in the last couple of months. And I don't know what they did or didn't do. And that's all part of the fun, I guess. And the frustration is trying to figure out how to fix what the last guy did, because some of the stuff has been cobbled. I mean, they ripped the air system right out of this car. I didn't even have it, and I took the air conditioning unit out of here so I could get the alternator easier, because there was almost no way you were getting to that alternator with that thing in the way. So that's where we're at with this car. I'm gonna go ahead and start it so you guys can hear it running. It does run. It's still running choppy. The motor mounts need to be replaced badly. It wobbles terrible when it runs, but I think ultimately we're gonna just be putting a different motor in here. I'm thinking a 3-1 multi-port, but I gotta find one, because like I've said in the comments before on the citation group, finding stuff is almost impossible for this kind of thing around here, because they just crush it, because it's so rotted. It's usually so rotted out, they just crush it. They just look at it and go, okay, scrap. And it's scrap because the salt eats stuff. I mean, I see 5-6-year-old pickup trucks and the bed sides are completely rotted out. So the salt's terrible when they throw the salt down up here. So let me go grab the keys and we'll fire it up. I'll let you guys hear it running. Alright guys, we're back. Let's get her started. She's been starting really hard. Sorry, allergies are terrible this time of year. The pollen's like really high right now. Give her a couple of pumps. There it is, she's running. Now you can see that the volts light is on. And I rev the engine and the volts light goes out. But if I go wiggle that wire on the alternator, that light will pop back on. And now the car's running bad. Well, it's not running bad, it's just, you can see that air cleaner moving, it's wobbling back and forth. So that's it. Alright. I don't know if the camera will pick up the exhaust, but it's kind of running rough a little bit. It's not running as smooth as it could. But like I said, if I try to drop it in gear, it just starts chopping real bad. I really think the gas in this alternator situation is what's doing it. It's just not charging right. It really bangs around. It doesn't show up on camera, but in person, this thing is wiggling. See if we throw it in gear. Yeah, it's really vibrating in here too. Like it's kind of violent, actually. Well, it's doing better than it was the other day. The other day I put my foot on the gas, it wouldn't even stay running. So I guess that's good. I'm going to turn it off though. It's trying to wiggle itself out of that engine bay. Anyways, going to be a little while before we work on this car again, just because our current economic status in this country. I ain't saying stuff is expensive, but the last time I tried to buy gas, they tried to steal my oldest daughter and asked me if the KY jelly was fine. So, yeah. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Elephanted. Without the courtesy of a reach around. Anyway, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. We're going to get this car around. It's going to take time, patience, and money. All of things I don't exactly have at this time. I would like to drop a fuel-injected engine in this car, though. I really think the carburetor needs to go bye-bye. So, I think that's going to have to happen, and I am going to try to find a 3.1. I have a lot of history with a 60-degree V6. I've owned Cavalier Z24s, early Gen 1 Luminas with a 3.1 in it. I don't know how many Chevy Celebrities and Cutlass Sierras and Buick Sentries I've had over the years. I mean, I started driving in the early mid 90s, and I mean, these cars, A-body cars especially, they were dirt cheap. You were buying them, I was getting them $500-600. So I've got a ton of knowledge on the 3.1 anyways, which is the same basically. And that's it. So I think we're going to hunt down, we're going to try to find a old Chevy Lumina or something that has that multi-port 3.1 in it. Drop that in here, just because it's going to be an easy, direct fit. Then all I got to do is wire up the fuel injection and make sure all the sensors are wired up. So, and that's a lot of work in itself, but it's going to be easier than trying to drop some big old 90-degree engine in here, like a V8 or 3800 or something to that nature, because I keep seeing the ad or the stories about the guy that did the 4.9 Cadillac swap, and that's cool, but that's a ton of work. And when you're, I guess if you're not busy and you really want to do it, yeah, but I, with the kids and everything else. But this little car is going to come around. We're just got to do it. So, anyways, sorry for rambling, but if anybody's got any insight on this situation that I got going on right now, please put it down in the comments, or, put a message out on the citation group on Facebook, because I'm over there too quite a bit, and let me know, because I'm starting to get to an age where carburation is not my friend anymore. So yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.